Hello everybody, welcome back to Gyandan. Today we're going to be looking at 100 things every designer needs to know about people. Suzanne M. Wednesday. How people remember. Let's start with a memory test. Read over the following list of terms for about 30 seconds. Then keep reading the chapter. Meeting, computer, phone, work, papers, chair, presentation, pen, shelf, office, staff, table, deadline, whiteboard, and secretary. We will come back to this later. First, let us learn about the frailties, and complexities of human memory. Chapter 19. Short-term memory is limited. We have all experienced this moment. You're on the phone and the person you're talking to gives you the name, number of someone you need to call right away. You don't have a pen or paper to write down the information, so you repeat the name and number over and over to help yourself remember them. You try to get off the phone quickly so you can make the call while the number is still running through your head. You may find yourself that your memory isn't very reliable in this situation. Psychologists have many theories about how this type of memory works. Some refer to as short-term memory, others as working memory. In this chapter, we will call this type of quick memory the memory that you need for less than a minute, working memory. Working memory and focused attention. There's only so much people can hold in working memory before they forget it. Information in working memory is easily inferred with. For example, if you're trying to remember a name and a phone number and someone starts talking to you at the same time, you're probably going to get very annoyed. You're also going to forget the name and the number. If you don't concentrate, you will lose it from working memory. This is because working memory is tied to your ability to focus attention. To make information in working memory, to maintain information, you must keep your attention focused. The brain lights up when working memory is active. Theories about memory date to 1800s. Now researchers can use fMRI technology to actually see which part of the brain are active when people perform various tasks and engage with different images, words, and sounds. When a task involves working memory, the prefrontal cortex, which focuses attention, lights up. Other parts of the brain are also active during the tasks that employ working memory. For example, if the task includes remembering words or numbers, then there will also be activity in left hemisphere. If the task involves spatial relations, such as finding something on the map, then right hemisphere will also be active. Perhaps the most interesting finding is that the connection between these areas of the brain and the prefrontal cortex increases when working memory is in use. While working memory is active, the prefrontal cortex is choosing strategies and deciding what to pay attention to. This has a significant impact on memory. Stress impairs working memory. Scans of the brain using functional magnet resonance imaging fMRI shows that there is less activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain right behind your forehead, when you're under stress. This indicates that stress reduces the effectiveness of working memory. Working memory versus sensory input. Interestingly, there is an inverse relationship between working memory and the amount of sensory input you're processing at any given time. People with high functioning working memories are better able to see out what's going around them. Your prefrontal cortex determines what you should pay attention to. If you can tune out all sensory stimuli around you and instead focus your attention on one thing in your working memory, you will be able to remember it. More working memory equals better performance in school. Recent research links working memory and academic success. Tracy Alloway, 2010, tested the working memory capacity of a group of 5-year-olds and then tracked the children over time. Working memory at age 5 predicted how well the children did through high school and beyond. Those with higher working memory capacities were more successful academically. This shouldn't be a surprise, since working memory is involved in remembering instructions from the teacher and, as well we'll discuss later, is a part of long-term memory. What is interesting though is that working memory can be tested. Then, if a child's score is low, the results can be used to plan an intervention. It's a relatively fast and easy way to find out students at risk for school problems, and it gives educators and parents the opportunity to tackle those problems early on. Key takeaways. Don't ask people to remember information from one place to another, such as reading letters or numbers on one page and then entering them on another page. If you do, they'll probably forget the information and get frustrated. If you ask people to remember things in working memory, don't ask them to do anything else until they have completed the task. Working memory is sensitive to interference. Too much sensory input will prevent them from focusing attention. To be continued. Thank you for watching the video. Like, share, subscribe.